It's time to get back home.
Oh shit, that's a big one.
I've now completed my expedition sailing from Norway to experience the Netherlands to the fullest.
So this is absolute chaos, look at this. It's boats everywhere.
Left is the 500 nautical mile sail across a huge, windy and challenging North Sea. From the Netherlands back to Haugesund, Norway. It would be a big difference from the Dutch calm and safe canals to this 4-day non-stop ocean crossing. Let's dive right into it from the start point positioned in the south country of the Netherlands.
Alright, welcome back to another video sailing from beautiful Erik Sea in South Netherlands to Haugesund in Norway, 500 miles northwards from here. The weather reports is, it's a bit challenging. It's going to be downwind most of the way, 20-22 knots. I've already deployed my Jennaker, but also the storm sail if something happens, because the last third of the way to Norway is going to be pretty windy, so I want to be secured in all ways. So that's it. I'm ready. Let's go.
So let's do it again. Leave the safety of comfort behind for a while. Although I would love to see more of Erik Sea.
What an incredibly beautiful city.
And spend some more time with my fellow Contessa owners. The adventure magnet pulling me towards the ocean is, well, just too powerful.
Ready, let's go. So let's head out through this long channel of Erik Sea and head out to the lock and the North Sea. Love it.
The gearbox wasn't getting any better, making a sharp sound. Fingers crossed it would hold all the way. There was only onwards and forwards from here. We fought some headwinds towards the last sluice of this adventure, separating the inland waters from the mighty North Sea.
So we reached the lock between inland and the North Sea, last lock. Miles of North Sea out there waiting for me. The inshores of Netherlands was absolutely amazing, but now it's time for some real offshore sailing again.
Teddy, Tiger and Tessie couldn't agree more. The winds were fresh around the sluice entrance, and I was a little nervous about what was out there. But once getting some speed, leaving land behind, it wasn't too bad. It's always that little anxious, tense feeling.
Just got past some shallow grounds there, and the Coast Guard passed me, so he let me go, so I'm off the hook, I hope. So now we're gonna find our way through some buoyed channels there, through some shoals, sandy shoals, and that's the open ocean after that.
Now the ocean started to open up. Just some last few buoys to be passed.
Clearly strong currents there on the buoy. You can see the water comes this way. That means that we have head currents, 1 knot, 1.5 knot. But it doesn't matter. It's 470 knots left, so whatever.
Tessie was playing around on the wave tops, having a blast. Just one more anchorage area to tend to, and we were all clear.
Amazing to see these big tankers and cargo ships anchored way out in the ocean on, well, it's at just 25 meters of depth, and it's so cool to sail past them this close.
It was time to let my shoulders down for a while and let the Hydrovine self-steering device take over in these perfect conditions. It was just to appreciate this beautiful evening as a low pressure was threatening somewhere along my courseline up north. While we continue on into the first night, let's take a look at the kind sponsor of this video, Incogni. As much as I enjoy sailing in solitude offshore, I also value my data privacy online, and this is what Incogni is all about, keeping your online data safe. Today, you can easily expose your personal data when shopping and browsing around the internet. In many cases, data brokers can pick this up and sell your data to companies, maybe with bad intentions. This may result in online frauds, spam cluttering in your inbox, unwanted phone calls, and even worse. By signing up with Incogni, you let them, on your behalf, send a request to data brokers holding your data and make them remove it. Doing this yourself would take forever.
So according to the app, I have now saved myself 130 hours of work completing the removal requests.
You can check the status and progress of the removal process by logging into your Incogni account, which of course also has a tablet and phone version.
So head over to incogni.com/Erik Aanderaa to get a 60% off an annual plan and use code Erik Aanderaa at checkout.
Now let's head into the big, dark North Sea.
I just really want to try to fly the little storm gym together with Genoa. Then we can do 7.1 instead of 7.0. I don't think it's gonna make much difference, but anyway, looks great. 22 knots. I think this is a little bit overpowered. We're gonna take 2 reefs in the mainsail. Alright, so we set the 2. So we completed the 2 reefs in the mainsail, and it feels much better. Sailing a little bit safer into the night. Time is 05:20 and have to cross a traffic separation system here. It's not too many boats, but even though, let's stick to the rules. Wind died out a little bit. 6-7 knots now, and we're doing 3 knots of boat speed. So it's engine time, and we need to push over to port to cross the separation system at 90 degrees. Here we go. Morning. It looks like we are passing some kind of platform here, which means we are way offshore. So we're 60 miles off the coast of Netherlands down there, and 380 to go to Norway up there. So, well, we're getting there bit by bit. Still 15 knots of wind and seems stable, has turned a little bit more to the aft, but yeah, pushing us 5-6 knots. And the hydroplane is steering pretty good. And the weather suddenly got really nice. It's a good sun over here. So now you can finally dry up a bit, Tiger and Teddy. They're soaking wet.
Occasionally I'm getting asked, Erik, don't you ever get bored sailing these vast distances all alone?
Check the reef out of the mainsail.
The simple answer is no. There is no time to get bored sailing alone. Winds are changing direction and strength all the time. Being the only one on board left with all the tasks of pushing the boat forwards, I can assure you have your hands full 24/7. To constantly keep it going, you also have to maintain your own energy level.
I'm proud of myself now. The wind is picking up a little bit, so back to a couple of reefs in the mainsail again. Tessie's a little bit calmer. That's good. I'm crossing the last part of the traffic separation system now. We should do a 90-degree cross, but I'm sliding. I think we're good. There's some heavy winds coming in tomorrow on the new weather report. It's stating that it's going to be up to 25-30 knots for a greater part of the way towards Norway, starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. It looks pretty fresh.
The weather came in a little faster than predicted.
And suddenly we get rain and 28 knots of wind and full mainsail. So I need to get out and reef it down again. So the little storm is here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a gale coming here. Earlier than expected.
As you can see, there is very little time to get bored. So if you ever feel depressed or lost, try crossing an ocean single-handed. It will make it all go away, for sure.
That happened fast, 26 knots, like that. But that's the way it is. So it's probably the front of the low pressure we're seeing or something. Done.
Every 20 minutes during resting hours, I switch on the light to avoid getting too sleepy. I check the outside surroundings through a cool system called CAI, using a thermal camera for a clear view a couple of miles in front of me. But nothing beats using your own eyes, of course.
There's another block loosened from here. Unscrews himself. Fix it.
We carried on through the night, just waiting for the big low front to arrive. During the morning hours, it was here.
Just pouring down, like really pouring down.
Let's start the day off by getting on some dry clothes.
Yes, dry again. Okay, let's see what this day has to bring. I feel excited. Try to go more downwind. I will take the wheel here. More to port. And then I'll twist the hydroplane some more downwind. Maybe like this. Try with that.
The waves was picking up slowly. Standing upright on deck gives a clearer view of the developing wave conditions, and I could tell this was going to get fresh the next hours.
Nice. simple meal, simple to make. Boiled water in the bag, and there we go. Taco bowl. There's a big gust of 40 knots. Test eggs going 90 degrees, of course. The hydroplane can't put up with it, so we need some sail adjustments again. Let's see here. Excuse my tomato patches on my t-shirt. I couldn't avoid that. Yeah, so the wind is picking up, or it's just a gust, I don't know.
And there's always time for an underway social media post.
Too much canvas up. So we need to take in the Genoa.
The Genoa sheet got relieved from the winch, but trying to pull the reefing line to reef the Genoa was way too heavy in these gusts. I pulled the line over to the starboard winch, which was free, and started rolling the Genoa in this way.
Back on course. And now my second t-shirt is wet. I always think it's going to be a quick fix, and then one wave comes and it's done. So it's on again. 40 knots now, peaking 40 knots. And we have too much mainsail, so we have to just rip the mainsail down, our reef, and maybe the whole thing. Probably 50 knots later, I don't know. It was 27 knots reported on the weather reports, and now we are up to 40. So I'm not surprised if we see 50 knots. Oh, goodness. Fucking hell. Here we go again. New storm. Yeah.
Yes, here we go again. And I'll have to admit, I loved it. Now the mainsail had to take its third and deepest reef to get Tessie riding properly along the big following waves, reaching 3 to 4 meters. And no, I was still not bored.
That's like watching paint dry. Triple reefed and storm jib. Looks pretty badass. Starting the engine for a couple of hours. I'm like 40% on the batteries. Oh, big one. 10 knot surf. It's fun. It's really fun. As long as you feel safe. That's a big one. Oh. Hanging on there, Teddy. It's a little sideways.
We all had a blast together, surfing along into the late evening hours.
And 50 miles to go, I think. That's shorter than Norway, Shetland. Getting close. So let's download the freshest weather reports. Let's see what's on the menu. Kebab stew.
The miles went by fast. Winds pushed us northwards towards the coast of Norway. and into the last night. I did my regular deck work to get Tessie moving along the course line.
Got some dolphins around us here. Where are you? Hard to spot at night. Good morning, day 4. We are 30 miles off the coast of Norway. Can't see it yet, but it's there, I hope. And it's perfect condition for some gennaker sailing. So I decided to man up, get the storm sail down and get the gennaker up and see if we could get some speed there. We're going by engine now, but it's 40 knots wind speed, so that's, well, why go by engine when you have the gennaker? So let's try this. Okay, let the crazy games begin. Let's try to furl it out. So I think that's it. Gennaker deployed. I'm sweating.
The day went on with some calming, beautiful conditions, leaving me plenty of time to think of where the next adventure should go. I'm now back in the north, where I feel the most at home. I love the cold, challenging conditions up here. So I'm pretty sure the adventure will head out further north next time. Very far into the icy north. Maybe I'll tell where in the end of this video. Tessie moved along the leftovers of the big swells from yesterday's gale.
Let's get the mainsail all the way up. So what a beautiful sail with that gennaker, I love it. It's a lot of work to get up, but once it's up, it's a thrill. So not too far left now, not too far.
Now there was only a few miles left of this 1-month expedition. Amongst the big heavy swells, I prepared my final onboard meal for now.
A good portion of egg and bacon coming up. I've been working as a bartender for many years, so I know how to handle a plate.
The waves tossed us around, still downwind, until we could spot a very welcomed and familiar sight.
So the last sunset of this trip, and we have entered the beautiful coast of Norway after 4 days and 500 nautical miles. And next is to enter Karmsundet just over here, or more known from ancient days as Norway. That's the sound where the Vikings left and arrived the Norwegian coast. So let's follow in their wake and get to Haugesund.
So that was it, I guess. When entering Karmsundet, I felt a mixed feeling of happiness, but also the longing back to sea. However, Tessie needed some repairs and maintenance to get ready for the next one. While wrapping up on deck, I discovered a little stowaway that must have joined me all the way from Seriksi.
Spider here. I like them and I don't want to hurt them, so make himself a web here. I need to be careful not to hurt them. I'm wrapping this up. Oh. Phenomenal insects.
With only 1 single mile left to go, everything came to a halt.
So believe it or not, we ran out of diesel just under the bridge here, 10 minutes from my berth. And the autopilot also started to act up. The system says it can't find autopilot, and it lets go of the steering wheel, and Yeah, but let's get some diesel on the tank here. Jeez.
I led a couple of liters into the cracked tank and took a somewhat embarrassing phone call to Silje, which was waiting for me on the dock.
Hallo?
Hallo, ja.
Hei.
Du, jeg har gått tom for diesel midt under Kamsundbroa. Så jeg må holde på fulla nå, og så kommer jeg. Så jeg ble litt 10 minutter forsinket. Jeg må fikse tanken, vet du, så jeg gidder ikke ha så mye diesel nedpå, for jeg må ha det ut av.
Ja, det er sant. Men 5 minutter ekstra da?
Ja, noe sånt.
Ja, ok, men jeg gir det til hvert på jeg da.
Ja, greit det.
Ok, ha det.
Does sound a little jumpy. Might be air in the system. Well, still running. 1900 RPMs. So guess who's back in town? Wow. Haugesund. We're back. Incredible.
I was relieved to know Tessie and her failing gearbox had made it all the 1100 miles. Now I was looking forward to see Silje again after 4 weeks away from each other.
So after 1 month, did you miss me?
Yes!
I think you did. I think you did. I know you did.
Of course.
I know you did. So there was a little storm yesterday, but I'm here, I'm tied up, so obviously it went good.
But that's the worst part. I know that you're safe, but watching the videos, I get so angry.
Yeah.
I get so angry.
Yeah, well, it's
better not to know.
if it's a video, I survived, obviously.
I know.
Well, anyway, see you in the next video. I hope you enjoy this one, and I don't know what to do next, but I'll cook something up. Bye. Bye. Okay, bye. Boom, so that's it. Welcome to snowy Haugesund. This is just how I like it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's the 31st of December and it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. So, well, with that I can only announce that my next adventure will be sailing to Svalbard or Spitsbergen in June next year. And maybe I'll even go more north, as far as you can. Maybe up into the ice, I don't know, maybe around Svalbard. It's going to be a great one anyway. So stay tuned for that. But to get Tessie ready for Svalbard or Spitsbergen, I need to fix her up a bit. She's going to get a new gory foldable propeller with overdrive function. She's going to get a new gearbox. I'm really looking forward to that. New gear in. Let's go. It's no saving the old one. It's better to just dive in and get a new one. And I also did a refit to the floorboards to get more access to hatches to get the water out when water comes in the bilge water, you call it. So be sure to check out my NBJS merchandise. There's a link under this video and you can contribute using PayPal, or you can add up as a patron on my site and you get to see the videos a little bit before I put them out on YouTube. And you can get the NBJS Burgie. You can send me an email to post@nbjs.no or just head over to my website and check it out there. And if you want me to come to you to do my presentation, my way to the ocean, I'm telling about my story from a small kid, how I ended up with YouTube with Tessie here, you can also send me an email. And check out my Instagram and Facebook and leave a like and a comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very, very soon in the next one. So long.